When a watchmaker in hundreds of years will check the watch and say, these people were doing incredible stuff. I didn't know you were working on the SF-24. The old technical director of Audemars Piguet came to me and said, we tried to do this in the 70s, 80s. It was too risky. We were not finding the solution.
What is something you will never compromise on?
It's difficult that I do compromise. The compromise is just that one day the watch have to get out of the workshop.
Ciao, sono Luca Soprana. Welcome in my world of watchmaking and passion. Benvenuto.
Hello, welcome back on the road to Escapement. My name is Marco Cucina, I'm your host. We are here in a beautiful Lake Neuchâtel. It's a gorgeous area. We're here with Luca Soprana. Tell us, where are we today?
We are in Vaumarcus. It's a nice castle located on the Lake of Neuchâtel, as you already said. And we are in my facilities. There are two workshops separate in two parts where we do prototyping and micromechanics, and the other part where we do more assembly of watches and finishing.
You are known, I would say, as a movement developer, prototypist, but lately you've been also creating your own brand under your own name, which I'm happy because, again, you get praise, but more behind the scenes, and now you finally stepped from the shadows.
It's a good place behind the scenes.
It's nice.
It's comfortable.
It's less press maybe as well.
No, but press is fine. But it's good to have the time to focus on producing things, create things,
do the actual work.
Do the actual work.
Nice. It makes sense. So currently you are in two different worlds.
Yeah.
So one world is your Luca Soprana brand, which you're building. You started with the first model, and there's more coming, which we'll touch on today as well. And then you have the company called SMA, so Soprana Microtechnique Appliquée.
Micromécanique Appliquée.
Micromécanique Appliquée.
Yes.
If you were stuck in an elevator with a stranger, he would ask you what you do. How would you explain these two parts of your life in under a minute?
It's very simple. I make watches. Complete. I make a full watch. That's all the concept. So also the brand arrive in the same idea. We want to be the leader of what we do, control every step, and don't outsource anything. So we were obliged to do it when we were doing mostly prototyping and development for others. And we want to preserve this part for us when we do the brand.
Yeah.
So it's really the core of watchmaking.
Yes, very good. It's very clear. I like it. So what do people mostly misunderstand about your watches and also the process of creating a caliber, from scratch?
I think it's very important that the clients have the chance to come to the workshop, because here they really see how our structure is different from a lot of others, and all the savoir-faire. I really love the French word, because it's really knowing in the making that we preserve and we continue to use in our workshop. So it's really important to be here to understand where we are different, why the watch is done in a certain way, and also it reflects everything in the design and the components of the watch, because we try to do things that they can be done all the time with simple machine, classic machine, and so we can do all the parts ourselves.
What are some of the challenges of creating a new caliber? I buy a brand, let's say a historical brand, and I come to you and I want to make a watch. What's the challenges there?
I think for a brand, the biggest challenge is the producing piece. Because, of course, for a structure like us, you see this part is really dedicated to everything, the prototyping and micro series of 2-3 pieces. It's simple to do one watch at a time. It's long, but we can do all the components, all the parts, so there is no problem to see the watch done. But when you start to do in production and make series of 20, 25 pieces, 40 pieces per year, you need also to have a series of base component that is stable. You have to create the stock, organize the stock, and is all a part of the work that is not strictly connected to watchmaking. So it's a part of the work that very often we are a little bit lost, because especially with our structure, we start with making 1-2 prototypes at the time. And we were focused on our project maybe for 2-3 years to get it done. But we never thought about repeat the thing several times.
What was the longest, let's say, time you spent on a project, prototype, but it went to the market. So it was actually launched. The first hello to the watch is working and actually accurate.
I mean, I would say that basically all the projects, they move from a good prototyping, the way that we do it, it takes anyway all the time between two and 3 years.
Yeah.
You cannot escape it. And then after, when the prototype is working, that is a real prototype, so you are validate all the operation and the function of the piece. Then after, when you do it for some brands, the brands had to integrate the piece, redo the industrialization of the watch, and imagine it to have it in a series. So sometimes it takes 4-5 years to go to the market.
Yeah.
When you have like 2,000 employee or 1,000 employee, and you have to produce the piece, but you need to make industrialization.
Yeah.
And of course, we always think about watches that they are unique. Also, when we do prototype, even if it's a simple watch and it's a serious watch, is the first prototype is totally handmade, so everything can be adjusted and redone quite quickly.
Nice.
But then when you start the production, the piece have to be fixed, stable, and ready to be produced.
Yeah.
Some days ago, I have a client, but why you don't move to 35, 40 pieces per year, something like this, 50 is just barely enough. And I say, I mean, already with 12 people, you can get a production of 20 pieces.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you want
need to double the people,
you need double the people, then double the people, double the mess, then
space and
new space, then you need somebody taking care of the space. Administration, you have instead of have one guy, you need 3 guys.
You become a manager more than a watchmaker.
You become
slowly.
a manager, and your structure become a real company, and you lose all this nice part. That is what I love of the workshop.
Yeah. I mean, you
Il
have
laboratorio.
laboratorio. Certo. What is your role in the company today? Let's say you walk to the door. What does Luca do in a day? Except everything.
I go from sweeping the floor to buying coffee for the workshop, to cleaning sometimes the windows, and developing, completing stuff, answering email, the after service, following the clients. It was very difficult the first year, I would say, when you really have to reduce the time that you can give to the creation, the development of things. That was very hard for me to accept. Then after you just have to develop a new way to organize your time.
Yeah.
So now I have fixed day where I do my work. That is basically this. But I take my hat off and I do other 2 days where I do mostly general participation in the workshop, find the solution, find machine. You see, like here, there are machine everywhere, assemble, disassemble, ready to be fixed. There's also all this part that the way we work, you need to be all the time on the eBay and other stuff to buy a new tool, or go to Germany to search a tool that you don't find anymore.
Hopefully it works, maybe restore something.
Fix it,
But what does precision mean to you personally?
Yeah, I always think about this word of Ferrari that was saying, a car that is ugly doesn't go fast. And I think it's the same. I mean, like the beauty that I follow on my pieces is a beauty that is connected to symmetry, cleanliness, not over decoration and over designing, because I want the object to be pure and to be simple in the sense that they have to be very easy to read. And for me, it's like a little bit of a kind of a Zen exercise. When you have your small Japanese garden, you do lines that are nice, or you have this style, a little bit what I like of Armani, things like this, where everything, lines are simple, clean. And that is what is precision for me. Precise, it have to be so, it's nicely executed, but it's not numbers. I mean, for me, it's too cold. I don't see precision with bare numbers.
Yeah.
I see precision in the cleanliness and the order of the things. For example, my Time Only is a watch that is very symmetrical, and you just see it. If the 2 big jewels that are on the barrel bridge, they are not perfectly symmetrical, you lose the symmetry immediately, and you can see it even if it's a tiny bit different. The positioning, the precision, the sizing is all research. For example, if you see the Geneva stripe, to have nice stripes, all the shape, the curve, and the positioning of the screw and the jewel. You always try to combine them to have the maximum of the size of the stripe that fits, so you can really enjoy it. And at the same time, it doesn't get in positions where it's not neat. I like this hidden work that doesn't have a real recognition, because everybody's talking about complication and how the first time I ever did this, I did for all my life for prototyping, Now I also enjoy this part where the beauty, it need to be felt, it need to be tasted, it need to be understood.
Yeah.
But you need a good key to read all this beauty.
And you're doing a good job so far. So
thank you.
please continue for the sake of all the collectors watching and who will discover in the future as well.
Yeah.
After you finish your busy day, with all the tasks, all the windows are clean, all the watchmakers are happy. Who are you when you're not in the workshop?
I live in my workshop. my wife said that I talk about watches, I live watches, I read about watches, I think about watches. Of course, I have a very nice family with 3 kids. We enjoy go skiing in the mountain. I love go out, have a walk with my dog. There is a very joyful moment. But I like mountain, because mountain is something where you face something that you can never control. But that's why I do watches that they are
they can
simple.
live forever.
Yeah, they can live forever. And
True.
maybe that's the same thing that I enjoy when I discover restoration old pieces. Also, this kind of old machines is I would like to have the same thing in the future, when a watchmaker in hundreds of years will check the watch and look at it and say, these people were doing incredible stuff.
Those cavemen.
Those cavemen, with their simple tools and their big
with
hands,
the rocks, exactly.
Always dirty with oil and stuff, with small thumbs. No, me, I have big thumbs, so I'm ready for the future.
I'm useless with my hands.
But all the things that I do is very difficult for me to disconnect it from watchmaking. And it's also cool about this region. And that's why also I moved to Switzerland, because everywhere you go, you have a small history of watchmaking connected to the village, to the company. If you see a lot of the town here around, they have name of calibers of brand of watches.
Yeah.
Tavan, César.
Peseux as well, I think.
Peseux is the village next to where I live.
Nice.
Peseux is all the
you're at
village
the source,
there.
Actually. You're at the
You know where
source.
the caliber was coming from.
Exactly.
Yeah?
So what do you get from it, like emotionally?
For me, it's like, okay, I don't like to compare watchmaking to art and other things, because I think anyway it's important that what is artisan stay artisan. So it's really the craftsman what is important. But I think the act of creating something or making something, I think mostly the act of making things and make it work and solve problems is the biggest emotion that you get in watchmaking. Is this like I would not say that is just simply a passion, because of course mostly with watches is a passion of beauty, because first of all, even great marine chronometers or great movement, they are just beautiful to see. But it's also an emotion about being part of a mechanism that it works, that tell times, and that is supposed to last forever.
And you are actually, for those who didn't know yet, you're the 4th generation of a watchmaking family.
Yeah.
Some pictures here, books in Italian, and there you also show me today is a ledger.
Yeah.
Tell us about the ledger.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so this is a book that my grandfather did during the World War II. And inside, of course, he was working during the war because he needs to make his living. So there is all the accounting of the watches they was doing, 25 liras, 140 liras. So all the money that he was doing per day. And since was during the war, there is also one part when he was reading his thought in this book. All of a sudden, the 26th of April, the war arrived on the village where he come from, and so there was written, war.
A break,
that,
basically.
Yeah. But it was a small village, so was quite quite simple village. So all of a sudden, the 2 of May, you see like still war, and then all of a sudden peace and peace.
Back to work.
And then peace straight away, back to work, make money again. Have to pay the rent.
So you grew up with watches all around you.
Yeah.
What was the first mechanical object that mesmerized you, that basically pulled you into this world?
I don't think I never had a feeling for watches that was linked to an object. It was really a whole world. The whole world was like, I was 8 years old. I go to the workshop of my grandfather. I went there, and for like 3 years, I was just sitting next to him, watching what I was doing, don't allow to touch. And then at 4:30, we take the tea, we play chess 1 hour, and then we go back to work, because my grandfather at the time was already old, and he was leaving the family shop to his sons. So he was working at home. So all the afternoon he was home doing watches. And so that was really the world. And it was fantastic, because I discovered old pocket watches, incredible pocket watches with miniaturized painting and all this kind of thing. But for me at the time, since my knowledge was so poor, they didn't mean so much. And then I was getting used to it. And more, because we were doing only old stuff that nobody wanted to fix, or was not a point to fix it. And so I discovered a whole world of making, And my grandfather, with the simple tools and stuff that they had, was able to do incredible parts and repair everything. And then at the time, pocket watches there was no interest in it. So a lot of very nice pocket watches came to the workshop, and was just pure beauty to see these things, because they're also, especially to a small kid that is 8, 9 years old, you have it in your hand, it's huge, you can really see everything, and your
Big
eyes
components.
are still good, so you can really watch with naked eye, and it's a way of learning that influence your life.
And this is in Italy, because you were born and raised in Italy.
Yeah, I was
Then
born and
went to
raised in Italy.
WOSTEP.
I arrived 25 years ago. I did WOSTEP. I was a student. Then I was, Stephen McDonald was my teacher.
Nice.
Stephen asked me to stay as his assistant. That it was the time where it was also Kari was there. So it was really the peak of the school, when you really have the chance to deal with people.
You
that
go
have
to school and there is Kari and Steven. Huh? So for those who don't know, Steven made the MBNF perpetual calendar, the sequential, and lots more, which again we know and we don't know. And he's a very different way of thinking as well, no?
Yeah, Steven for me is absolutely one of the greatest hidden watchmaker.
But, we will see. Maybe
I
this
think
year
also
what's happening.
he's somebody that he needs to stay quiet. He's a guy that he needs also to stay
his peace,
quiet, and he needs peace. So I don't know if he'll ever do the move to become a brand.
And then after WOSTEP, you basically Switzerland swallowed you.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the first 10 years, I was all the time planning. In 2 years, I go back. Then the work was getting more and more interesting. Was this period where still exist these high complicated watches. You can do minute repeater, you can do tourbillons, you can do crazy complication concept watch. And then every year something new was coming. The industry was very dynamic, a lot of crises, go up, go back, but was always need for work. So I just changed a lot of companies. I worked for Viane for quite a long time.
For Viane Halter.
Yeah. Was a great experience. I mean, somebody that is still a reference in watchmaking, and he always had great idea. Was very innovative watchmaker, and of course extremely talented.
Of course, and a great guy as well.
Yeah. And then I moved to B&B. That was this company that after being bought by Hublot. where we were doing all concept crazy stuff, where I start to do double, triple axis, watches going 2-3 different speed.
Were you working with Regepi together? Or not?
We were not working together, but we were there at the same time. He was in charge of more of the workshop of tourbillons and spatial pieces, and me, I was really taking care of everything that was prototyping, because when I arrived, there was some kind of a mysterious object. Because I arrived, I said, okay, we have to take a lathe, we can do the wheels, we can do the pinions, I work on other machines. So I had an approach that was totally new, because it was very rare for the time in a company of this size that you make parts. You basically receive part from the production department, then you do it. And then after B&B, I tried to work with Patek. Then it didn't work out, because I think, he's an incredible company. You know, first thing that I did, I went back home to see my dad, and I have my Patek tie. And say, I work for Patek, it is the best. And then it doesn't fit with my character. So I tried to stay in this war, but then I realized when my first kid arrived, then I have to be independent. So I start my company doing development for brands.
Nice.
And then Jacob arrived. It was the first crazy man to believe in our workshop and what we can do, what we can develop, and he take the chance, and he give us great chance, and I think we give a lot also back to him.
Of course, I mean, it's an incredible watch. We're talking about the Jacob & Co. Astronomia. So for those who don't know, you were behind developing the movement and making sure that it works.
Yeah, all the developments, Astronomia.
There is some components here. We have the plate for the Aventurine.
This we call it the graveyard.
The graveyard of components here. So we also have some, this is like the plate which holds
the first main plate,
in the middle, which is hidden below this one.
Yeah.
And then we've got a barrel cover here, I think.
Yeah, the first barrel, that's where we did the engraving, everything. It was really the really first prototype.
And on this side, we have the graveyard for the SF-24.
Yeah. And you see there are all the, how you call it, these boys here, the flaps.
The flaps, yes.
Yes, they remember, for example, these flaps was 24 per watch, so with 24 towns and 24 hours. So all these most piece of aluminum, we cut them out. We did one by one, and we did like hundreds of this. And I still remember the night I spent all night to do like this small beveling here to have the function working. And
the Astronomia and the SF-24 are one of my favorite watches from the brand.
And me, if I can have one SF-24 one day, I will.
Will be cool.
I will try it. Yeah, it's cool. Excellent. It was one of the. I would say the paradox is this, because it doesn't look like it's an extremely complicated watch.
It is, yeah.
But when I did the Astronomia, I was sure that it was going to work, even if took time, trials, errors. But on the SF-24 was really the piece that I never knew that I was going to be functional, and it works
lots
great.
Can go wrong. I have a clock at home with these flaps. It's working well, but sometimes it gets stuck because of the flaps, and this is big.
But this is big, and then like that one, I mean, there are clocks. They work with gravity. The thing is, this one it have to work in all the position of the wrist.
Also, if it's down, true.
And so we have to create really a system with a rail where all the flaps are always positioned, and we have really a tiny fraction of a second where the flap is free, and it's always under. But anyway, it's always under control.
You're right. It has to go up if it's.
It turns, and when it turns, it has to be free. So in this phase, we create a rail that when it's hitting to turn, is always at least on one side under control, so it can work in every position.
Wow!
And I still remember I have the experience. I was in an event. They were selling in the shop of the Marpiguet in Geneva. They were selling Astronomia. So we came with the watches, and they invite also the old technical director of Audemars Piguet. And the guy came to me and said, "It was you that you did this stuff?" I said, "Yeah." It's like was wow, was tough. I say, we tried to do this in the 70s, 80s. We really want to do it. But then after we abandoned because it was too risky. We were not finding the solution to get it work right. And he was really happy to see that one day the things came out.
Huh? Nice. It's good to hear, man. That's why I like people like you and coming here as well, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well, because you are behind these watches and we can ask you whatever we want to ask you. And you know how hard it was, like to do the flaps, or to maybe think about cutting the aventurine, or maybe cutting it yourself.
Aventurine parts, we file them one to one to fit in the.
They can break, right? It's glass, so, and they did probably.
Yeah, but you see, for example, there, the first globe that we did beautiful globe in gold, engraved with a fire enamel. It was like 2 grams, you know. So the watch was absolutely not working. But we didn't thought about it. We just thought about the beauty. Then we realized, and now the last globe that we put, they do it in magnesium, and I think it's 0.2 grams.
Oh.
So 10 times.
So it doesn't affect the accuracy and everything. Yeah.
At the beginning, the idea is to have the watch turning quite slow, and we never thought about a globe turning in 1 minute.
Yeah.
But the power that you receive to the gearing is really nearly at the end. So there, the power that you receive is very weak. Yeah. But you see, the size of the movement is ridiculous. It's just this. It's very small, but it's like the tourbillon, the space that it needs to run. And it was all this work to fill the space that was also exciting about this project.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So Luca, a bit of a spicy segment now. I'm going to ask you some questions. You have 2 options. And you have to answer as fast as possible. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Swiss tradition or personal vision?
Personal vision.
Small details or big picture?
Small details.
Plan first or start right away?
Start straight away.
Okay.
Full speed, full throttle.
Micro rotor or manual wind?
Manual wind.
Safe or risky choice?
Risky choice.
Building your own brand or developing for others?
Keep the 2.
No. Just one. I don't make the rules. Just one. So your own brand or developing for others? I think your heart knows the answer immediately. Usually.
Yeah. I develop for others.
Okay. Interesting. Steel or gold?
Platinum.
Okay. I like the heft as well of the platinum cases.
Yeah, I like the color, the white.
Exactly. If you had to remove one thing, decoration or accuracy?
Decoration. If I can remove decoration sometime, would be great.
One watch perfected or 5 new ideas?
I know this 5 new ideas.
Okay. Symmetry or asymmetry?
Symmetry.
Morning or night?
Night.
Quiet or music?
Music.
Complications or time only?
Complications.
Traditional machines or CNC?
Honestly, I like both.
But
I think that at this stage will be more a challenge CNC for us than traditional machine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. That's it. You can relax. You can breathe out. It's over. It's over. You're good. You did well. Good job. Bravo. So we have a few watches on the table here. One is a beautiful Derek Pratt, and the other one is your time-only piece. It's going to be very exciting. So tell us about your time-only piece. What was the inspiration for doing it?
The inspiration was a real classic Swiss watchmaking, but I like the old tourbillon pocket watches. So I like the symmetry, and what I like in the old tourbillons is that you only see basically the escapement visible, all the rest is hidden. And so you have a good space also to make your Geneva stripe, to make it very nice. And so I took inspiration from this, and I tried to create a mechanism that is very simplified, to be everything aligned with symmetry. But of course, is a little bit also of challenge and invention. So, for example, it looks like it's a double barrel, like it was the old, but it's not. So I have to place the gearing all in a funky position to keep the symmetry. So it was really the idea to make a watch simple and really work to something symmetric, but do all the work of the symmetry that is very simple to be very easy to read.
Yeah.
So this is my personal piece that I wear every day. I'm lucky enough to have it. And is the steel case in 38 millimeter, 38.8, because I don't like standard sizes. So
Of course.
everybody,
Why not make your life a bit more difficult?
Yeah, no, but I mean, like it's always the funny part with the clients. They say, no, but if it's more than 39, I don't buy it, and if it's smaller than this, so I try to do always like in between values. So the smaller case is 36.7. Of course, the dial takes a sector dial inspiration to the classic to have something again very simple, very symmetric, very linear. And this is my short dial. I don't like to have printing, so I do engraving all the indexes, and we put lacquer, in this case blue lacquer, on the different chapter rings, and all the chapter rings are separate, so we really have the feeling of multi-dimensional. Of course, in flat picture, use the feeling, but the idea is really to have all the diamond polish on the different ring visible and nicely separate, so you can really feel the depth. And also what is really interesting is just to having different surface on the dial. Everything is rhodium plating, but compared to the finishing that you have, you create different color, deeper gray, lighter gray. So that's the idea. The hands are handmade, blue polished one by one as the second and two. And of course, on the movement, you can see the symmetry.
It's gorgeous. What's the production of these watches? Because you can read online a lot of stuff, but what's the truth?
I mean, like the production is quite small. We do around 12 pieces per year now of this one, and then we do around totally in the workshop we do around 20 watches. We want to stop between 20 and 25. So the idea is really to keep it one by one. And one trick that we do on all the time only is that all the screws are aligned. So again, we work on this idea of symmetry. So every screw of the barrel, bridge, and the balance cock, they are perpendicular to the Geneva stripe. And the small screw for the crown wheel and for the steel part of the balance cock, they are parallel to the line.
Yeah, so a beautiful movement.
So we really try to put a big attention on details that not all the time is understandable or easy to understand. But I mean, like this, just to align the screw is a huge work.
Great job. I mean, the watch looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And I know people who are waiting on one, they're very excited. So so far, so good. And I know there's more stuff coming from you for sure. And then Derek Pratt, we have a beautiful book here.
Yeah.
Beautiful example on the table as well. Tell me, how did this start? Because unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah, Derek passed away. Was somebody that for me was one of the greatest watchmaker of his time that is totally unknown. But it was another era. It was an era where a watchmaker of this level and doing this kind of watchmaking, they don't have an idea of brand. They just were artisan. And so more than 15 years ago, we met the family, and Stuart, the watchmaker that working with us, was already working on the first prototype. But then after somebody stole the name of Derek, so it was not possible to sell the watch. And then we made an agreement with the family, so we helped them get back the name of Derek, and we make a product to protect the name of Derek and to give knowledge to what he did. So the idea was taking his iconic remontoire system that he took from the 20s with the remontoire with Rubicam, and we use it to put it in a remontoire. So here you can see the movement, how it is done. So you see on the bottom right, there is the remontoire system, and we do the Rubicam. So this piece was really completely re-engineered to have a mix that what I really like of different style. So get something that it comes from Swiss tradition, but it also have a link with English tradition, like just beautiful historical piece of the past. So the idea is really to get inspiration what represented the watchmaking of the 19th century.
Yeah, gorgeous. And is there more watches coming soon, or?
On Derek, I think Derek, we are focusing on production because these watches we do around 4 per year.
Yeah.
Is very, very complex because we basically do all the components internally. Barrels, we do them still manually, one by one, the balance wheel.
Beautifully. And love the color contrast of the movement.
And so we have a very, very limited production of it for the moment. The idea is just to keep up with the clients that they want the watch to deliver. But most probably, I really hope in the future that we can have an evolution of this piece, but it's not going to be in the short term.
Yeah, for sure. But also you have to be respectful to the family, the name, and everything else.
Yeah,
So.
if you want everything that is done on the watch, the client, the design of the dial, the design of the components, everything must be approved by the family. All the process of purchasing of this watch always go through the family agreement. Because, of course, the family want to preserve and they are right the name of Derek.
What is something you will never compromise on when you make a watch?
It's difficult that I do compromise. I prefer to be late and do again and again. I mean, I would say that at some stage, what is good with the developments and also what is good when you have to produce your watch, at some stage you have to stop. Just for time only, we did already, I don't know, at least 7, 8 reiteration because I always try to improve it. And that's the problem. When I touch it, I always say, but this we can do it better. But at a certain stage, you have to freeze the project and don't go further. So
Makes sense.
The compromise is just that one day the watch have to get out of the workshop.
Yeah. True. Is independence harder than people think?
Real independence, yes. Because I think like everything, you need a certain amount of experience, a certain amount of knowledge to be really independent in your mind. Then after, of course, being independent brand is like branding or marketing. I mean, I think to have a real independence that allow you to do all different of kind of styles, all difference of technique, all difference in approach to watchmaking. This is something that you need to develop a certain knowledge and a certain experience to be really independent.
Yeah. What was the hardest year of your career so far?
I think 2 years ago when we really start to develop the workshop, last year was very tough because to build a serious and stable and reliable workshop takes really, really long time. I think it was more difficult. I think that when we start to face the problem of producing and doing quantity, even if quantity is relative, was really the toughest year because it's a complete different mindset.
And when did you doubt yourself the most?
I barely doubt. I mean, I think it's a kind of a kamikaze work,
Yeah.
if you're scared when you are on your own, when you create a company of 12 people, if you start to have doubts, you freeze and then you cannot go on.
And what responsibility do you feel towards your team?
To give them a good experience, a good quality of living, interesting work. And what I expect is that they want to be enthusiastically part of the journey. And I really want to create like the idea of the boat, to be all on this small boat like Cristoforo Colombo when he went to cross the sea. So you know where direction you go, but you don't know what to expect. And you have to be very, very tight all together to face all the different things that you cannot forecast.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about giving up on a caliber or a project when you were like, let's say the money was there, client was willing to push more? Were you like, did you have like some hesitant moments with a caliber or a movement?
No, because normally I take only things that I want to do. So I want to take the challenge. Of course, when we were doing the SF24, I think I passed one of the worst night in my life. just a couple of weeks before Basel Fair. At the time was still Basel Fair. And I was really thinking, okay, this time it was also the first project that we did. So maybe it was the time when I was still doubting about not managing to succeed. That was maybe the deepest moment when I thought to give up. But all the time I'm always somebody that looks very far. And I always see that, okay, there is a phase that can maybe last months that is hard, but after will be always shiny.
There's always sun after rain.
Yes, exactly.
So, Luca, I have a challenge for you now. You will have 2 minutes to draw a watch. I will do it as well. Any kind, shape, or form. And then you will have 1 minute to explain what you drew and put a price on it. And no peeking on my side here. Luca, how's your day? All good?
Just like round. I think I should do oval watches instead of round watches,
We just have probably a minute left, so it's going to be over
already?
very quickly.
So I can do the
So don't worry about
case in 1 minute,
Don't like this. There's no chance. Oh, look,
It's really 2 minutes.
damn, you made an actual watch. Huh? Now, you do me the honors, since you're our guest here, and explain the audience what they're looking at.
So the idea is that I really like these old pocket watches with the perpetual calendar in line.
Yeah, the linear,
Yeah, and so the idea is to do a GMT watch with this linear indication of the time.
Cool.
Of course, moon phase and second at 6 because I like the decoration of the moon phase.
Nice.
And the price, I would say, would be around 87,000 to 95.
Cool. When is this coming out?
Next year.
Nice. So here you go, guys. You can order now. Huh? It's good to go. We just forced him to make the watch for next year. So it's funny because you made a GMT and I made a dual time.
Okay.
It's a bracelet watch, which I rarely do, but the bracelet goes directly into the case. So it's a nice flow. You have double crowns, obviously, 2 time zones here. A window on the side to see the mechanics. Here I would put some gears to connect it. You can see it. Or maybe the balance wheel in the middle or something cool like this. Sometimes I want to draw like a remontoir or a minute beater, but I don't know how to draw. So usually I keep it very simple nowadays. But that's it, very simple, not so simple watch.
And then you price it?
Price, huh? Because I'm like a movement snob, I would not do 2 movements. I would do 1, like MBNF with a cool shape. It's hard to say, man. Like you say, I mean, this sapphire piece would cost a lot. Making a bracelet
costs a fortune. If
luck,
you do more serious, is
I don't know, man. I think between 70 and 90.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sense.
So if you want one, guys, link in the description below. 25% deposit, right?
Yeah. No,
For
we
both
normally
watches,
20.
20. I do 25 because I'm more risk averse. That's it. So fun.
So I made my day. So now I have a watch for the next
See,
year.
boom,
It's
easy.
done. Now we go.
You're welcome. And let me ask you something, because you are working in this high-end level of watchmaking. What is your favorite watch for under 5,000 Swiss francs?
I bought some of my Zenith 135
Okay.
for from 3 to 5 secondary market, and prices go up and down, but for me it's a very nice piece. Actually bought 3, one for each of my kids.
Very cool, very cool. It's a good choice, huh?
But I would go for this kind of price. I think vintage you can find a lot of interesting things
for sure.
Yeah.
Or pocket watches.
Pocket watches. Pocket watches, they are picking up a bit. Yeah. Nice pieces there.
We can still get some good deals. Is there a brand or watchmaker like you respect but work very differently from?
There's plenty. think I respect a lot of. I respect a lot Romain Gauthier. I really admire his way of being extremely technique. That's why we were talking before, CNC. I would love to be able to use machine and have this kind of incredible machine that he has. And his understanding of the multi-axles working, me, I just basically X and Y, And admire also about Stephen McDonald. For me, is absolutely genius. And I love Berkus because I love the art brute approach.
You want a remontoir, minute repeater, chiming hour, jump hour. Yes, I can do it,
Yeah.
How? He'll figure it out,
Yeah, but it's also this very natural approach. I really like it, and it's something good, is important also for our work, that we have to take ourselves a little bit less serious.
Of course. He's the only one like this.
Yeah. I think he was clever enough, and he started in the moment where he really created an identity. There's a group of people that like his work, and I would say that a lot of my clients also have watches from Berkus. Sometimes he passed by. He's a lovely guy, and I really strongly tell him to go on this way and keep his way, because for me it's the right way. And his identity is beautiful like this. I love the guy.
Yeah, same. Which brand would you love to collaborate with? Luca Soprana and
Lange
& Söhne. Yeah.
I
Luca
came to
Soprana and
Switzerland because I want
Okay.
to do one day to go to work for Lange.
Really?
That was my favorite watch for it.
Yeah. Surprising answer, but cool. Very nice.
What's talking about brand? I mean,
Yeah. Listen. It's your choice. All good. What is your favorite escapement, personally? Old, new?
I like detent escapements that are interesting. I like natural escapements. It's something that I would really like to go deep into, try different escapement. At the same time, I really like the Swiss lever escapement and just push it to the maximum performance with the remontoir. That's also something that I like.
And name a watch which you admire purely for its engineering.
Datograph.
100%.
No, did you see this? Didn't take me like half a second.
Yeah. So Lang & Söhne is here. Lang & Söhne is in your heart. Nice. We have another game for you. Words that I'm going to say, you will have to rank from 1 to 10. Number 1 is the best one. Number 10 is your least favorite one.
Okay. Game is 10.
10.
Surprise game is 10.
Yeah, surprise game is 10. This is a remontoir.
2 because I don't know what's next.
Swiss lever escapement.
5.
5. Okay. You said you like it. Automatic winding.
9 because I don't know if it's getting something worse after.
Hand finishing.
The word 6 to 7. 7. The word.
7. Okay. Manual winding.
3.
Okay. Very close. It's more important than finishing and Swiss lever. Makes sense. Then we have tourbillon.
4. There is space at 4.
There is space for, yes. It's good. Integrated bracelet.
I have time for 10, no? 10,
yes, 10 is still open. 10, good. I thought so, yeah. Heat blued hands.
Don't have space, but I like.
You have 1, 6, or 8 left.
6.
6. So it's more important than hand finishing and automatic winding.
Yeah. It's part of it.
Sure. Your call. Tantalum case.
Fuck, I don't have 11 or 12.
No, you have 1 and 8.
Ah, Jesus. Hey, why I didn't put it? Because it wasn't good. Okay, I can do 210 and, there in sport, you can do 2 at the same time.
There's no figure in this one.
Okay, so the last is what? 8?
8. And then number 1, chronometric performance.
You see?
It's good, huh?
Good.
Good
you
job.
leave it at last one on
Listen.
purpose.
But it's good. Honestly, I think you did the best so far in terms of logic. I don't know. This looks pretty good. Let me ask you a question. How do you know when the escapement is good?
It's good when it's working fine. Well, everything is in the right position and the watch is timing well.
Does the escapement need more support?
Yes, is an idea that it needs to be supported by a lot of people, and I will try to support it as much as I can, because I think it's needed to have a little bit more different approach for the watchmaking community.
Yeah. Is the escapement ready this year?
I really hope so, that it's ready this year. I want to see what's going on.
And what makes the escapement exciting?
Well, for me, it's special because the escapement is also a group of friends. So it makes it special for me because they are all gentlemen that I really appreciate, and they are really, in me, person that are dear. And I will do my best for them because they always did the best they can for me.
And can the escapement grow bigger?
I really hope so. I really hope that it becomes something big and something different from for what is now. I think we need a new way of gathering together watchmaking collectors, watchmakers, and people of the industry.
Yeah. And after everything we spoke about today, how important is the escapement to you?
On a watch is very important. Escapement is the heart of the watch. So it's something that is very important, and it has been the biggest challenge during all the years where the watchmaking was developed. And that's why also I like clocks, because clocks, they have several different escapement possible.
Awesome. Well, Luca, was a pleasure to talk to you.
It was a pleasure.
And I can't wait to see you in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, looking forward.
Exactly.
I
It's gonna
love
be
Abu Dhabi.
A lot of fun there. So if all this escapement talk made you curious, come to Abu Dhabi from November 20th to 22nd this year to meet Luca Soprana and all the other watchmakers we interviewed in this show. And also check out the other videos. I know you will enjoy them. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon in Abu Dhabi.